Hello, hello, my beautiful sacred masculines, and anybody else who finds their way to this reading and to my channel. Welcome. So grateful that you're here. We are going to do another weekly tarot and oracle card reading to support us on our journey towards sacred sexuality and stepping strong into our gorgeous sexual and sensual energies and our passion and our purpose and healthy ways of relating, right? I am in Athens, Greece right now, and I'm out on the balcony, and there's definitely some city noise going on. So I did a little test previously. It sounds like you can hear me fine. So let's hope that continues. So yeah, look at my background. It's pretty lovely. So I was really excited to get a place with a balcony because I just love being outside, that fresh air. Really important. So here we are. Really powerful energies going on right now. The sun just moved into Aries, so it's a whole brand new start around the zodiac, a whole new cycle. So we just are ending a big cycle and starting a fresh new one. Aries is a fire energy, and I just happened to be at a temple today that worships the fire god, and that was a pretty lovely experience and perfect timing as the sun moves into Aries. So I definitely said a little prayer there and said thank you to the fire god for fire. Fire, as we know, as we've been following the tarot, fire is the element of real spiritual transformation and passion and purpose and creativity. So it was a lovely place to be, and an exciting time right now as we're stepping into this new energy of the fire element. So what is sparking for you? You know, what is creative and passionate for you right now? What is alive for you, and where are you ready to put some new fresh energies into something? What's calling to you right now? And you know, as this relates to our sacred sexuality, you know, where are your passions lying, and how can you fan the flames in a really healthy way, supporting healthy connection? As we talked about previously, letting go of a lot of energies in Pisces as the sun was doing a completion. Again, we were letting go of some old ways of relating, old ways of doing sexuality, old unhealthy belief systems. So what new belief systems, what new energies do you want to carry forth into your journey of sacred sexuality and connecting in a really healthy, beautiful, passionate way to your own sensual and sexual energies? You know, that's what that's what we're doing here. That's what this channel is all about. So excellent time for setting intentions to move forward into this new cycle. We set intentions to release last week, and now we're setting intentions to what do we want to bring in? What do we want to step into? What is that sacred masculine and sacred feminine energy that you really want to step into for yourself? Finding more harmony and balance within yourself first and foremost, always, and then we carry that out into our ways of relating, and that's not just, you know, relationships with a beloved, a partner. It's relationships with everybody in our lives, and relationships with our career and with our environment. You know, we're in a relationship with everything. So how do we want to relate in a more healthy way towards those things in our life that maybe have been a struggle or a challenge, or, you know, who knows what? How do we want to bring in more nourishment and fulfillment as we let go of things? Now we're stepping into new things, stepping into new energies, new frequencies, new supports, new ways of being. What do we want that to look like? Now is the time to set intentions for that. We're also coming up, just like we talked about last week, we're coming up on this eclipse. Powerful eclipse energy is all about relationships, and you know, to further that theme, again with sacred sexuality, you know, how do we want to this eclipse coming up on the 25th of March excuse me is really supporting a release of unhealthy ways of relating and moving into stronger, more nourishing, supportive ways of relating. So again, with this theme of endings and beginnings, and again, really powerful time to set those intentions with this lunar eclipse in Libra. What are those old ways of relating that simply are not serving you, and how do you want to create healthier, more nourishing relationships in your life? And especially regarding your own sexual and sensual energy. You know, we're in our society, we've all come in with these really strange belief systems around our sexuality, and I don't think any of us has escaped the guilt and shame and even just, you know, at the base level, insecurities around our sexual energy and how we show up in a sensual manner. You know, fear of judgment, fear of criticism, fear of sharing what it is we desire, what it is we want, how much we want, how little we want. You know, it's all about how we're seen, and are we supported in that? You know, have we been supported? Do we support ourselves in that? You know, have we done our own inner work to know what is our own passion and our own desire and our own sensual and sexual energy? What does that look like for us? You know, we've taken on a lot from society and what we think it's supposed to look like, but have we inquired with ourselves? Have we really taken some time to ourselves to what does it look like for me? What is my sexual energy? What is my sexual expression? And that, you know, again, we've talked about this before, sexual energy is not just about intimacy or having sexual experiences with a partner. It's about our creativity, our passion. Where do we bring that desire into all areas of our lives? And do we shun and shame that? Do we hold it tight? Do we dampen our desire for more? You know, because fear of all sorts of things, you know, fear of failure, fear of not being enough, not being worthy. You know, that's where we can dampen our desire because we don't think we deserve the life that we truly want. Who are we to go for that big thing? You know, I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm not smart enough, I'm I'm not thin enough, I'm not attractive enough, I'm not skilled enough, I haven't done this, I haven't done that, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, that's how we keep ourselves small when we adhere to those, you know, unhealthy belief systems. So where can we let that go? And where can we acknowledge what we truly want out of life and how to go for it, and just trust ourselves, trust our hearts, trust what's in there, you know, trust that passion, trust that sexual desire. You know, and again, that desire is desire for everything. That sexual energy is so much more than just intimacy or physical connection with somebody else, or, you know, that sexual impulse. It's so much more than that, so much more than that. So, yeah, really, really, really powerful time to, again, set intentions, connect with ourselves on a really deep level, and do that self-inquiry. You know, eclipse energies are powerful, powerful, powerful endings and beginnings. There's no going back. There's some stuff that's just going to be wiped out and done. How do we utilize that powerful energy to our benefit? You know, how do we take control of that energy, connect with the cosmos, the universe, our angels, our guides, our higher self, to really ask for support, and ask for, you know, those planets, ask for the sun and the moon to hey, here's what I'm working with, here's what I want to be done with, here's what I want more of in my life. You know, set those intentions and get clear. So it takes, you know, take some time out for yourself to really sit with yourself and think about, what do I want my life to look like moving forward? What am I done with? What am I ready to let go of and release? What do I recognize is not serving my highest good right now? What do I want to replace that with? So really powerful, powerful energies, especially around relationships. So remembering that, and our creativity as we're moving into this fire energy, passion and purpose. How do we want to start this new cycle? Exciting times right now. So, okay, I don't have my sage with me. I didn't bring sage from the States. I thought I could maybe find some here, but haven't done so yet. But we're going to use a tuning fork to cleanse our area, cleanse our space, cleanse our energies. So this is the 528 fork, the frequency 528. They call it the love frequency, but it's all love, right? Ultimately, it's all love. So all frequencies are love at their base. So, but anyways, this is a really gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous energy, and really wonderful for cleansing and healing and high vibe in it, really. So let's just take a moment to breathe down. Take a couple of deep breaths. Exhale any stress or tension, just let it go. Breathing in that gorgeous energy of the Mother Earth. Releasing all tension, stress, anxiety. And I'm going to use the fork a couple of times to just cleanse our space, our energy field. I'm not sure if you can hear that. Somebody just started their vehicle down the road there. It just got a little loud here. There's a lot of scooters and motorcycles and beautiful. One more. It's just coming through to share a little bit more about intention setting and why that's so important. You know, we are energy and frequency. Everything in our experience and our environment is energy and frequency. The more we take control of that and utilize our mind and our energy to set intention and focus ourselves and point us in the direction we want to go, the more control we have over our experience. You know, some people are like, I don't want to set intention because I just trust in blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, that's fine, but when you don't set a direction, you don't know where you're going, right? And anything, there's just so many available options that you kind of lose control of it, and you're just kind of at the mercy of whatever. So when you get clear and you set an intention to go in a certain direction, you're more likely to go in that direction and get what you truly want out of life. So, you know, it makes me think of when I was learning to ride a motorcycle. You know, they say, look in the direction you want to go. Look where you want to turn. That's exactly it. Look and go, intend where you want to go. When you decide that, that's where you're going to go. Energy goes where attention flows, or is it attention goes where energy flows? Energy goes where attention flows. So put your attention towards what you want, and that's where your energy is going to flow towards. If you don't pick anything, you're just kind of scattered and all over, and whatever happens, you know, that's just kind of, and there's a trust that comes along with it. We set our intention, but then we let go. We let go. It's just like, I also heard this, which I thought was lovely. You know, when you set the directions in your GPS, you put the desired outcome. Where is your destination? You type that in, and then you let it go where it's going to. It tells you where to go. It tells you how to go. And if you get off route, it reroutes you and it still takes you in that direction. So setting intentions is the same thing. What's the ultimate goal? Where do you want to be? Set that, and then let the universe take you there. You know, we let go of the outcome. You know, it's just like, set it and forget it is what they say. You don't stress about the how and what and the when and the why. You just set the intention. Here's where I want to be. I want to be more in my heart. I want to be more loving. I want to be more in my sexual energy. I want to be more connected to my own life force energy. I want to be more connected to my passion and purpose. I want to be more clear on my purpose. That's the intention. You set that, and then you let go, and you let the universe guide you. You don't worry about the hows and the whats and whys and all of that. You just figure out what's important to you, where do you want to go, and then you see what the universe does and how it brings that about for you, and it's absolutely magical. But if you don't set that intention, the universe doesn't really know, and you're just kind of out there. And some people want to really get to the end of their lives and like, well, that was interesting, and you know, they don't accomplish what they wanted. They don't, you know, it's just kind of willy-nilly. I see that happen with a lot of people. I see that happen with a lot of people. You know, they don't know where they're going. They they don't make it clear to the universe, so they're just out kind of floundering around and just like, I don't know what's going on. It's like, I personally have very clear understanding and knowing of what I want out of life. World travel is one of them. Here we are. I did a lot of magic around this. I set a lot of intentions. I get very clear with the universe. I don't care how it happens. I want to go to Greece, Here I am. And this has been some years in the making, but here I am. I'm very clear about that. I'm very passionate about sacred sexuality and supporting us all to be more in our power around that. Here we are. We're doing that, right? I'm really passionate about that. I don't care what it looks like. Just doing it. I put that out to the universe and I let it guide me and then I listen and I get very clear messages like, go here, go there, so here we are. And when we don't do that, again, we end up who knows where. And that's not it's just the universe gives you exactly what you tell it and what you want. And if you don't, then that's what you get too. You don't have any direction and you don't have any clarity, so sit with yourself, think about it. And it's more like a feeling. It doesn't have to be like, I want $1 million. No, I want to feel abundant. I want to be I want to feel secure. I want to be in the flow, things like that. How do you want to feel? I want to feel secure and confident, courageous, abundant. I want to feel that. And then you let the universe create that for you. And it's really magical. So enough said about that. I was just hearing from my guides. They're like, get into intention a little bit more and explain what that is as I'm talking about. This is a very powerful time to set intention and why we do that. So, yeah. Okay, let's go to the cards and see how they want to support us as we continue to move into this powerful energy. After the lunar eclipse, we have a solar eclipse. So this is a very powerful portal. And in between those two, it's like this gateway, this really powerful energy that, and I think there's a Mercury retrograde coming up too. So those planets are always up there doing something, making it exciting for us for sure. So, thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, Father Sun. Thank you to all the beautiful planets. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Our angels, archangels, spirit guides and helpers, all the beautiful sacred feminine, sacred masculine presences, gods, goddesses, deities that we connect with and that support us so beautifully. Our higher selves, our beautiful bodies. Thank you for being here. Thank you to these gorgeous cards and the wisdom, all the wisdom frequencies for supporting us so beautifully. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's see what happens. We've got the Fool on the bottom, which is all about those new beginnings. I think the Fool showed up in our last reading too. So, yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Perfect as the sun is starting a new cycle, brand new beginnings. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay. Ooh. Do a couple more here. Ooh. Yeah, all right. Ooh, okay. There's some beautiful cards out here. The Ten of Swords, I think this was in our last reading. That's that completion. It's a mental energy. It's a mental spinning. I think of this as belief systems as well. What's ready to go. Again, as we're moving into this new cycle with setting intentions and stuff, this is like letting go of some old crap. Again, recognizing this is especially important. Yes, we just came into the sun in Aries, but this is speaking to me more not about that beginning cycle, but the ending as we move into the Libra eclipse, the lunar eclipse. Endings, endings, endings of belief systems. What are you ready to let go of? And especially as it relates to our sexuality and sensual energy, given that this is the context of this reading, and that's always the umbrella of this. Were you ready to let go of some old patterns, old belief systems that do not serve you as you move forward in your sacred sexuality journey? Again, if you're here, that's what you're interested in, right? Ultimately that's why you're here. That's what you're coming to this. So what are you ready to let go of? How can you sit with yourself and really, what has not served you moving forward? Previously, what has not served you around your sexuality? And that could be all sorts of belief systems around performance, around connection, around communication, around desire, around level of desire. What do you truly want out of your sexual expression, and how have you really tampered that down and kept yourself down around that, and not really owned your energy and owned how you want to show up sexually and sensually? A lot of us do that. Maybe we get involved with a partner who isn't as interested, or maybe they're more interested, and so we're compromising ourselves to one degree or another to keep the peace, to keep them happy, and we end up unfulfilled. And there's just a lot of sorrow and heartbreak around that, and then we just shut down more and more and more. And this is the Four of Pentacles, which you see how this one, he's holding on tightly, kind of clinging. He's got his feet on these pentacles. He's being weighed down by this pentacle. This is really about release, and how do we release our grip on, I'm thinking right now of belief systems, but this is an earth energy, which is more about kind of resources and more in our tangible world. And I'm thinking right now of the earth energy as a feminine energy. So where are we shutting down our emotions even around our sexuality? I know that's just coming through for me right now. So where are we holding on tightly to how we're showing up? And especially moving into this new energy with the Libra eclipse, where do we need to let go? Where do we need to release? Where we're holding on too tightly? And I think, given that, I know this is an earth card, but I'm thinking of it, it kind of really goes along with this. Maybe it's around the body as well, because it's an earth energy, which is our physical experience. So where are we holding on tightly to the energy of our body, and where do we need to allow that to flow more? I'm really thinking of this around our sexual energy. Here's the Ace of Pentacles, which is a brand new experience of our body, again, because that's just what's coming through right now. Always these cards can speak to different things, but trust what comes through for you. And again, if you're reading this in a different way, trust that as well. So, there's so many ways that we have shunned and shamed our body, and how it performs, how it looks, how we feel in it, and that is a really huge piece around our unhealthy sexual expressions, and not having that deep connection that we long for, because we're too uncomfortable or insecure about our physical expression. So how do we open more fully into that? Yeah, again, keeping it in context, that's what's coming through. If we had a different context, I'd be reading this differently. And here is the Emperor, which is just such a sacred masculine archetype. This is definitely a big sacred masculine energy in the card. And also, the Emperor and the Empress, they can be really about earthy energies as well. But look at him, he's got the these little ram's heads here, which is the Aries energy, which we're moving into. The sun just moved into Aries, like we've been talking about. So this is really stepping into your power around that and taking control of this energy and owning it and really utilizing it to work for your highest potential. And how do you step strongly into your sacred masculine after you've let go of these things that are not serving you? How do you like set the intention, take advantage of this new fresh energy that's coming in and really start rocking it out? And then here's the Chariot, which is such a spiritual card. This guy is just like being led and guided. He's in there. Notice he doesn't have any hands on the reins. He's trusting the divine, and he's allowing himself to be led and guided. And these different colors down here, the this is yin and yang, feminine, masculine, you know, balance, harmony right there. Beautiful, beautiful, allowing himself to be guided and moved towards his highest purpose, his highest potential, his highest destiny. And as we move into the Ace of Cups, this is just a gorgeous, another very spiritual card, very spiritual. The divine handing us this overflowing cup of just bounty and beauty. And there's that dove of peace up there, just like really gorgeous energy. The cups is all about our emotions and our intuitions and the sacred feminine, but this is just a really, really spiritual card. So, you know, coupled with this, with the Ace of Pentacles, I'm feeling this is a real balance between our physical and our emotional world. You know, how do we connect more fully sexually from both of those places, physical and emotional? How do we bring all of ourselves into this, you know? And you'll notice that the mind isn't here. How do we move down out of our mind and really embrace more of our emotional? This is the feminine. The earth and water is the feminine energy. So how do we embrace more of the feminine to really support our masculine? You know, again, coming into the balance of the Chariot right there, that feminine, masculine, yin yang energy. It's the two of them. They're leading the way. They're leading the way to the divine. It's beautiful. It's both. We need that balance. We need that balance. So that is gorgeous. That's a gorgeous energy. Again, moving into this Libra eclipse. Libra is the sign of balance and harmony and justice and relationships. So, and there's a relationship to our body. I'm feeling with these pentacle energies. I'm feeling, and especially, I don't know if you saw my last video, but it was about circumcision and that practice and that experience that many men, especially in Western civilization, experience and go through. And it's an experience that is not usually one of consent. And it can be a very traumatic experience that maybe hasn't been addressed by a lot of people or recognized or contemplated, or maybe you've done a lot of contemplation on it and maybe haven't addressed it. Given that I just did that video yesterday, I'm kind of seeing how this could play into that, you know, coming into a healthier balance and a healthier connection with the physical body, and maybe looking at the emotions around that experience and what might be coming up for you around that. And I invite you to go check that video out. It's a short little, I call it a quickie video, just like 8 minutes long, discussing circumcision. And it's really just kind of an inquiry around that practice. And it's spurred by, I've been seeing statues here in Athens at the museum, and again today at the temple. I went to a couple of temples, and again the statues, the male statues, are not circumcised. So it had me really contemplating and questioning this practice, and I bring it to you to you know, curious about what your experience with that is, if you've had that procedure done. And so you could relate this reading to that too. A new connection with the body and a new connection with the emotions around that, any sort of release you might want to do around that. But again, coming back to that Libra eclipse, you know, this is, yeah, I'm definitely seeing this as relationship to the body, which is interesting. You never know where this is going to go. And this is my take on it. This is, you know, what's coming through for me. Maybe these cards are speaking to you very differently. So trust that and go with that. So based on that, our sexual expression, our sensual expression has so much to do with our body, and a lot of us are in our mind more in our sexuality. We depend on our mind and fantasy, and or our mind takes us away from our experience. You know, we either depend on it to fuel our experience, or we get stuck in it and it takes away from our experience. Either way, we can be really disconnected from our bodies. How do we come down and find a healthier balance between body, mind, and spirit? It's not about shunning and shaming the mind like we've shunned and shamed the body. It's not flipping the script there. It's not. We need to honor and cherish all parts of ourselves. You know, there's a balance between that holy trinity, right? Body, mind, spirit. How do we bring all of ourselves into our sexual and sensual expression, into relationship, first and foremost, always with ourselves, with the divine, and then with the other? How do we bring all of ourselves? And that oftentimes right now, requires a lot of inner work, inner healing, inner inquiry. You know, where have we been out of balance, and how do we start that process of coming back to balance? There's the card that was in our last reading. You know, how do we where do we start? And if you're looking for a place to start, you're in the right place. I have a beautiful program getting started in June, the new cohort, where we're going to deep dive into all of this. And it's all about creating that balance and clearing away what's gotten in the way of us being in balance. Really looking at those energies, really looking at the unhealthy, wounded aspects of ourselves to clear it out, bringing it up to the consciousness and releasing it, and then deciding, how do we want to be going forward? You know, we didn't get to really decide that as we were growing up. We were just handed a bunch of belief systems and ways of being and paradigms that don't actually support us, turns out. But again, at the time, we didn't really have choice. You know, again, it was not necessarily consensual. And now as we have grown up, we're like, wow, you know, a lot of that stuff isn't really serving me, and I'm not in the place I want to be. I'm not feeling loved. I'm not feeling cherished. I'm not feeling secure and courageous and confident in myself. And I'm not having the life that I truly want. And I'm not having the relationships that are fully supportive and nourishing for me. How do I change that now? You know, it's like, no blame, no shame. It's just like, that's how it was. That's what we grew up in. Got it. That's fine. Okay, cool. Now, how do we release that and step into a new way of being for ourselves? How do we, you know, take control back and start deciding how we want to, and again, setting those intentions and moving forward, moving in the direction that we truly want. So now we get to choose. Now we get to decide. So this program is all about that and supporting you in that, and really helping you to kind of get in there and bring the stuff to the consciousness. If we're not aware of it, we can't move through it, right? So that's step one, and then we decide what we want, you know, and then we move towards that. So Yeah, check that out. Link is below to learn so much more, very detailed information on my website all about that. And yeah, there's some gorgeous other sacred masculines that are enrolling for this cohort, and it's going to be really lovely. So I'm excited to get this started again, and I look forward to connecting with you there if this is speaking to you, and if you're ready to really take this deep. This is not for the faint of heart. This is when you're ready to like really show up intensely for yourself and just do this. When you're really tired of the old way and the old way of being, this is for you. Okay, let's go to the oracle and see what she has to say. This is the Sacred Feminine deck again, the mythical goddess tarot. I'm just in love with this deck right now, and the Sacred Feminine, so supportive, so supportive. Thank you, beautiful goddess, for your gorgeous energies and your wisdom. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Any support for today and supporting us in this, all these beautiful energies that we're moving into that are supporting our growth and our journey into sacred sexuality, our reclamation, reclaiming our sexual and sensual energies, the power and the beauty of this stunning and exquisite aspect of our human experience. Let's reclaim this. Wow. Okay. There we go. Ooh, we got a whole bunch coming out. All right, we're gonna do it all. We're gonna do it all. Oh, we got some gorgeous, this is all water energy here. Really lovely. Okay, let's see the first one that came out. Let's get to our water here. This is like I said, a very new deck for me, so exciting. Here we have the Maiden Passion. Look at that, and the water's just pouring out of her heart. Gorgeous, and she's just all lush and full and voluptuous and just really just so beautiful, so beautiful. The powerful and abundant heart flow of the Maiden of Seas is sourced in the water of her feelings, totally energized with emotional passion. There's that Ace of Cups also. She holds the passion flower above her in tribute to her exuberant vitality. She is ecstatic sexual energy and emotional fertility, all within healthy boundaries. That's that balance we were talking about, right? So gorgeous. The Sea Maiden's full creative flow of passion is yours to experience. That's the sun moving into Aries, this passionate energy. You are here to let your ecstatic heart energy regenerate your emotions and your world. This is so this card right here. Your passion is the key to let the dormant feelings rise from your core into vitality, creating the life that you long for and deserve. Isn't that what we're just talking about right now? Just like creating that, setting the intentions and deciding, what do you want? How do you want to feel every day? How do you want to wake up in the morning? What do you want your day to look like? How do you want to experience the world? You actually get to choose. You get to decide that. And our what's the word I'm looking for? Our indecision creates our reality as well. When we don't take control, that's the experience that we have. We're out of control. Seriously, we get to decide, and I know a lot of people have a hard time with that because what they've experienced has not. They feel like it's not in their control, and that's because they haven't taken control. And that's what this is saying. You create the life that you long for and deserve. The passion is the key to let the dormant feelings rise from your core into vitality. Take control, take it back, take it back. It's been taken from us. And again, no judgment, that's just our experience. We have that experience, so now when we take control back, it's just such an amazing awakening, and it's time for that right now. So it's time to create that life that you long for and deserve. And here comes my program again. I'm going to keep plugging that thing because it is just amazing. The people that have gone through that program have taken their life back in a very, very powerful way. Body, mind, and spirit. Their health drastically improves. They change their careers, they move into something that speaks to their heart more. Their relationships change and become more nourishing and fulfilling. It is rich and powerful, this program. Very powerful. They have a deeper connection with spirit, with source. It's just gorgeous. I just can't say enough good things about it. All right. Child of Seas. Innocence. Actually, you know what? I saw denial first, so I'm going to read that. I like to go in order of how I saw them. Venus in Scorpio. 7 of Seas, denial. Venus in Scorpio. My Venus is in Scorpio, so this card should speak to me. A woman lies trance-like in her Egyptian night boat in death-rite attire. She is shielded from her feelings. Numb to her surroundings, 7 snakes watch her, alert to her comatose state, ready to initiate her into the next life. This is a warning card to come alive and feel again. This just fits in so beautifully with what we're talking about right now. It is time. Take control, like I said. It is time to ask honestly of yourself what you are afraid to heal and what behaviors are keeping you from facing your true feelings. Oh my gosh, this is exactly what we're talking about, moving into this Libra energy, this Libra eclipse. What are we ready to let go of? What is not serving our highest purpose? What behaviors are keeping you from facing your true feelings? And here's again that beautiful, it's the emotions. It's the emotions that we've pushed down. This is a new beginning to that. This is a new beginning to connecting with your emotions and with your intuition. As men, as the sacred masculine, you have really not been supported in connecting with your emotions. This is a new lease on life. This is a new way to connect with and integrate and incorporate your beautiful emotions. It's such a huge part of our human experience, and to deny them, to shun and shame them, to hide them, to try to pretend they're not there, to not embrace them, that really just denies such a huge part of ourselves. And it's no wonder we're like, coming out sideways. It's not going well, right? Like, Now is the time to come out of the trance that keeps you in denial that leads to your death. Show courage and drop your inner shield so that you may listen to the essential messages your heart must tell you. Perfect. Perfectly fits with what we're talking about here. And moving, it's time to let go of some old ways of being, old stories that do not serve, old shit. All right. And then I saw this one, child innocence. More water. The innocent child of seas sleeps deeply in the cowrie shell womb, safe and at peace within the storm. She is protected in her guilelessness. The sweetness of this ocean child's innocence teaches trust, especially when the seas are stormy and life is uncertain. Challenging times can require going deeply within to find the true center where stillness is known and the need to control is released. During turbulent times, open to the childlike quality of innocence within you to find life's perfect way through. Also very fitting, as we were talking about earlier, like being in that stillness, coming into like really going within and like what needs to be released, what am I done with, how do I want to move forward. So going within into that innocent place in your heart, that truth of who you are, that requires some stillness and quietness to really go in there. We have so much distractions going on, so take some time for yourself as we move into this eclipse energy and this eclipse gateway in between the two eclipses. What are you ready to shift and change? What are you ready to let go of? What are you ready to create for yourself? How do you return to that innocence before all of the, turmoil and traumas and heartache and sorrow and stress and anxiety, before all that came in? What are you beneath that? And how do we start returning to that beautiful childlike wonder and awe of this amazing world and these gorgeous bodies that we find ourselves in? How do we come back to a place of innocence in our sexuality? What does that even look like? Did we ever experience that? Probably not. let's reclaim it. Let's reclaim it. Let's do that. And now we've got, oh, this is sad. Looks like a bunch of beached whales or animals, or maybe they're just sleeping on their backs. Wouldn't that be nice? Depletion. 8. Saturn in Pisces. Saturn is in Pisces right now, so beached whales. They are beached whales. Whale is my number one spirit animal. Beached whales lie ashore on gray sands under dull skies. There is no vitality, no light, little water, and life in this landscape. This card is a caution against burnout and emotional depletion. Your heart must have the nourishment and attention it needs, or a severe toll will be taken. You are worthy of love. We were talking about that earlier. Worthiness, confidence, courage, being cherished, and knowing that, being in relationships that support you in that worthiness and being cherished. And you are worthy of love and deserve to be surrounded with those who love and inspire you. Yeah, seriously, what the fuck are we doing here if we're going to spend our time in unhealthy relationships connecting with people that don't cherish us and support us? That's a problem. Life is too short. This ain't no dress rehearsal, folks. Surrounded with those who love and inspire you. That, to me, is the most important thing in a relationship. I want to be inspired by the person that I'm with and the people that I surround myself with, you know? I don't want to be depleted and drained by people. I want to be inspired. I want my passion to be sparked. I want to be like, wow, fun, evocative, passionate people, you know? That when I set my intentions, that's what I set my intention for. Creative, inspiring people, spiritually inclined to be around. That, yeah, we want to be inspired by the people we're around, not just that boring hum-ho every day, you know? That's not how I want to do my life at all. Taking time daily for your emotional well-being. Again, we're in that a new lease on life, a new connection with our emotions. It is top priority for you to nurture yourself and pay attention to your feelings so that you may realize your value in the world. Oh my gosh, these are all just so perfect, you know? And yeah, we don't want to be this. We don't want to be beached whales. Holy shit. We want to swim in the gorgeous, nourishing, loving, beautiful waters of water of life, right? I mean, shit. And too many of us have been in this too long, you know, just stick a fork in me, I'm done, you know? It's time to move out of this. It's time to move out of this. Let me just plug my program again. And any sessions with me to start moving out of this experience, you know, and to taking your power back. We have a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous pilgrimage to India coming up that's really supporting a deeper connection with our sacred feminine, sacred masculine selves and our sacred sexuality. So, and really inspiring, there's that word, inspiring us around our spiritual connection and our own personal spirituality. My intention for this pilgrimage is to really open up those spiritual energies and open up that connection for you, to spark it if you don't have a real spiritual connection right now for yourself, or to strengthen it for those of you that do. A lot of us have been disconnected from our spirituality, having grown up in a religious society that was very dogmatic and not inspiring, you know, it's just here, believe this, and the stuff that didn't even make any sense, you know. I don't know about you. I think a lot of us were really questioning, what are you talking about? And I heard something, I was listening to maybe a podcast the other day, it was talking about the rapture. Most of us didn't have that experience. We were reading about it or hearing about it, but not having the actual lived experience of the rapture, of bliss, of love, of that divinity, you know. We were told about it, but we weren't experiencing it. And then when we questioned it, it was not okay. So a lot of us have a bad taste in our mouth around that, and we associate that with spirituality. That is not spirituality. That's religion. That's a very different experience. That's a very structured, dogmatic form of telling you how to connect with source, spirit, what have you. Spirituality, I trust, is a very unique and personal experience that we all need to discover for ourselves. What is it that helps us to feel connected to something bigger and to the whole, makes us feel a part of all that exists, all knowing our place in the universe and knowing that we belong here and feeling that this is our home and that we are loved and cherished and held. That is a spiritual connection to me, and that looks different for each person. Some people, like my aunt, she really feels that connection in nature. That's where she feels loved and held and feels the wonder and awe and mystery of this beautiful experience that we have. And some people connect with different deities. Some people connect with Christ consciousness. Some people connect with angels. Some people connect with pets, animals. It's different for everybody. So part of this pilgrimage is to kind of spark that for you and help you to open that up a bit and see what speaks to you and what it means for you. So, and again, in the context of sacred sexuality, how do we bring that into our sacred sexuality? Because that energy of sexuality, our sexual energy, our life force energy, our vitality, is the energy of the cosmos. It is the energy of source. It is our divinity. It is our passion and our purpose. And when that is flowing in a free way, we're feeling that connection, and then we can connect very deeply with ourselves, with source, and then with another. Really powerful, really powerful. So that's what that's all about. I want to say thank you to all of our spirit guides and helpers, and to Mother Earth, Father Sun, all the planets, all these beautiful cards, all the gorgeous wisdom frequencies that support us, the sacred feminine, sacred masculine energies and frequencies that support us so beautifully in our journey and in our awakening. Thank you to these upcoming eclipse energies. Oh my gosh, really powerful. Thank you for being here, and feel free to check out my website. Links are all below for if you want to get going on the 12-week program, the pilgrimage to India, any of my sacred sexuality sessions or spiritual guidance sessions, energy healing sessions. I've got a lot going on here, sound healing. Let's clear that crap out and let's find a new way to come into your power and into your heart and into that gorgeous, beautiful energy that is you. How do you shine your light bright? And it's hard to shine it bright when we've got a lot of heaviness on us. So, this really clears it all out. That's what I'm all about, really supporting us to be in our power, to shine our lights brightly, so that we can connect with each other from that gorgeous, beautiful, whole place of love, from whole hearts, not from a place of lack and fear. So many of us are relating from a place of lack and fear and insecurity and neediness, and it just wreaks havoc on our relationships. It's not pretty, and it's not good for our sexuality at all. Our sexual connections tend to be kind of a mess, or they're just not as rich and fulfilling and nourishing as they could be, or they're not happening at all. That happens with relationships a lot. It just kind of dies away. And anyway, let's connect from our hearts. Let's do that. So thank you so much for being here. As always, I'm so grateful for your presence. I adore connecting with you. So thank you, and until the next video, sending much love to you. Oh, please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this with anybody you think might be interested. And yeah, bye.